I'd like to call the meeting Wednesday, September 20th, Land and Facilities Management Committee meeting to order. Call to order. Roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Mr. Clyde Duplantis.
Here.
Ms. Tina Babbitt.
Here.
Mr. Henry Lafont.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Before we go any further, I would like to welcome Mr. Henry LaFont to the school board and to the Land and Facilities Committee. So I appreciate you stepping up and
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
thank you. Would you like to say anything? All right, sounds good. Short and sweet. All right. Item A, to receive a report from Mr. Andy Positeri on Thibodeau Middle School. Andy, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, the report for the middle school is just going to be for information only. But just to kind of give a brief recap, the current contract sum is a little bit over $28.8 million. Of that, you guys have paid just under 97% of that contract sum, or just under $27.8 million. Just a quick recap of contract time. Right now, through all the change orders we've extended in previous meetings, the current completion date is September 29th of 2024, although I fully expect that completion is going to be done several months before that. So just a few issues that are going on. Of course, the new building's occupied. There are still several punch list items and some warranty items that have come up we're aware of. I stay in contact with John and the contractor almost daily, maybe every other day, so we're aware of little issues that are that need to be corrected and finished at the school. So we're working towards all of that. In addition to the ongoing work at the new building, the contractor is at West Thibodeau Middle School finishing the abatement work. So that abatement work is expected to be completed by the end of next week, the 29th. Immediately thereafter, he'll start demolition of West Thibodeau Middle School. And then at the same time while that's going on, the abatement contractor is going to move to East Thibodeau Middle School and start abating at East. So there'll be a lot of stuff going on throughout that whole piece of property. That's really the only information I have. I will take this opportunity to mention to Mr. LaFont, we have no rain days this month. So that's a good news.
I'm glad you remember.
Yep, I'll never forget. But any questions?
Any questions from the public? Any questions from any board members? Mr. Andy, we thank you for everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
Good evening. Item 3, to receive a report from Mr. Daniel Bruce on Golden Meadow Lower Elementary School. Mr. Daniel, you have the floor.
Good evening. So the project is substantially complete. The contractor is basically working on their punch list items, and we're anticipating that we're going to have a credit change order come back to you at the next board meeting once we resolve all of the unit pricing and things like that. So we don't have all that final stuff yet. We're still waiting on the contractor to close out documentation. So that's where we are. So we're in school, we're working, we're where we need to be.
I do have a question. How's that new system working for us?
No news is good news.
Excellent. Very good. That's also good to hear.
So
any questions for Mr. Daniel from the public? From any from the board? If not, I appreciate your time, sir. Item 4, to receive a report from Mr. Robert Utley on Thibodeau Elementary School. Mr. Robert, you have the floor.
Yes, actually, this is kind of an old news. We're just wrapping this job up and then kind of come in front of y'all to tell y'all that it's completed. We're done with it. We are filling out all the final paperwork. There has been they had applied for an extension of time on it. This time was no cost and was due to equipment delays. And so that was all done. It was ready for the start of school and the system was running at school when it started. So it's complete at this point.
Any concerns or questions from the public? Any from any board members? Mr. Robert, thank you. You have a great evening.
Thank you.
Item 5, to receive a report from Mr. Bob Bernard with All South Consulting on hurricane item damages. Bob, you have the floor.
Thank you.
We're gonna keep the trend going and make this breathe. So, let's just scroll to the pictures real quick, Ashley, if you would please, race at, South Lafourche. So everything is complete, except for the auditorium. So all the roof work is done, I think I reported on that before. Totally dried in, that's finished. The rest of the building is done, admin, classrooms, all 100%. The auditorium, they scaffold up, you can see what they're doing to reach the high point of the second floor mezzanine, and then the first floor, because there are no seats, they'll be able to get a lift in there to work off of the ground floor from a lift. That work is probably gonna be done sometimes in early spring. February, March is what we're looking for completion. That's pending mainly the HVAC equipment, typical, right? That's on order and waiting for delivery. Okay, next one. I have not much to report at North Roads. Well, I'll say that, fencing went in, so the perimeters are secured again. The new cooler freezer has been installed and is operational. And the last picture is just a shot of the typical classroom. So HVAC units are in, all the painting is done. So pretty much all that's left is flooring. So on schedule, should be completed sometimes in November.
That's the flooring on that pallet. It's in there. It's getting acclimated to the environment.
All right, next one. So this is Raceland Upper. You can see the roof work. This is completed since this was taken, but that's them up there working. Did find some rotted wood that we're gonna be coming back to you guys on for a change order request. It was unforeseen, that needs to be repaired, so that will be forthcoming. That too is on schedule. Well, it's not on schedule because we had a change order for additional roof replacement that was deemed hurricane damage. The panels are on order and they're gonna be starting that work shortly. Next one. That's my blanks. I still got one in there. Nothing to report. Okay. Yeah, that's it. No, that's all of them. Of interest, go to Metal Upper. We have a band building, should be delivered and ready for occupancy sometimes in early November is what we're shooting for. Tip Central and PLC. Tip, I know, is one building that y'all are anxious to get into. That should be ready. Substantial completion the week of September 25th, a couple of weeks. Raceland Upper interior, all of that work is pretty much finished. All the flooring is in, and that first phase of interior work is done. Central Lafourche, we have a pre-con meeting this week. So that work's going to get kicked off at Central Lafourche High School. That's major roof work, primarily at that campus. ROTC and Cheer, we putting out a demo package sometimes in early November to advertise to tear down those two buildings. We're waiting on FEMA blessing for that, but we're expecting that in any week now. Hopefully within 4 to 8 weeks, we'll have FEMA's approval to tear them down. Nothing new to report on Bayou Bluff and Golden Meadow Middle as far as the mitigation work. And the roof package for Golden Meadow Middle, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we've been having a little problem with Hub's property securing their insurance, getting their property insurance in place. It's taken much longer than it should have. We gave them until this Thursday to get that completed. And if not, we're gonna have to go to the second bidder. So hopefully they can make it happen. We've been more than patient, giving them more than enough time to get this together, but it's now, we reached that point where they need to get it to us. And that's it. Any questions?
Any questions, public? Any questions?
I just wanted to ask, I saw the bracelet is a standing seam metal roof. Is that replacing our roofs on it, all of them?
Not all of them.
Okay,
We're going back like in kind.
okay.
So if it was a standing seam roof, we went back with it. And if it was a mod bit, which is a low slope, flat roofs, we went back with that. Right? Thank you.
Yeah. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, item number 6, new business. Before we go to item A, we are going to move up item R, first on the list. We are actually going to be receiving a report from lead accountant, Ms. Shasta Chesson, in reference to ongoing project budgets. You have the floor.
Good evening. For our 2017 bond, we have a total referendum of 19.2 million. The budgets for these projects are 19.2 million. The actual spent to date with the encumbrances total 17.9 million. Therefore, we have all our funds obligated to a specific project at this time. And then for our 2021 bond, our total referendum is 49.2 million. The total budgets for these projects total 49.2 million. The actual spent to date with the encumbrances total 34.2 million. Therefore, we have all our funds obligated to a specific project at this time.
Just a question so that the public asks. These reports can be seen on.
Yeah, they're attached.
They are, I mean,
Well,
not only attached, but also on board
Board
docs.
docs,
Okay.
yes.
Because I know last meeting, we had some public concern about, they had issues with board docs, and we just asked them to please, or the school board office, somebody will walk you through as to getting onto it, so you can review all these reports. Questions?
I want to add to that, that we did update also the board docs, tips, the cheat sheet, as we called it. So that's also been added to our,
Very good.
page as well.
So, if you don't mind, I would like to hear public input. Whether you send me an email and say, hey, look, I was able to view the reports and everything worked out great. That way we could be transparent for the general public. What's that?
Will be.
Wonderful. Good, good, good. Thank you for your report. We'll move on to item 8. If there's any more questions. Item 8, to consider a request from LA6 Volleyball Club to waive the fees for the use of the gym at Bayou Blue Middle School. I have Mrs. Harriet Saban here representing, please state your name.
Harriet Saban, Honey Madra.
You can.
I'm here representing LA6 Volleyball Club as well as Bayou Blue Middle School. For the past 2 years, LA6 has been using our gym for our volleyball club. I've been coaching with them. My children play with them. Half of my middle school volleyball team plays with them. They have provided our school with a net system, a hitting machine. Their coaches come to my practices, help me. So the incorporation of that club into Bayou Blue Middle has been extremely beneficial to our program. Since they've been there, our volleyball team is going 19-1. That's been a great, great thing for us, and we enjoy having them in our school. I enjoy learning from them as they come. They help my kids. They come to practices. So we're just asking to be able to use the facility. I am going to be at the practices, therefore a janitor will not need to be hired for that. I attend all of the practices as my children are there, or I'm coaching or learning from them as we're there. So no additional custodians will be needed. I will be there to open and close the facility for all practices.
Do I have a motion? Motion by Mrs. Babin, second by Mr. Henry. Okay, any?
Mr. Henry.
Mr. Henry, Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry, how you like it? French, right? Learn.
What do you like?
Any questions or concerns from the general public? Any from the school board? I know you're gonna ask about insurance, right?
Well, we know it's been.
So we have submitted the insurance the years before, and it was approved, and it has been submitted now. I usually get an email saying that has gone through, which I have not gotten that email yet, but it's the same policy that was presented in the past.
And it looks like it's a win-win for both Bayou Blue Middle and.
Absolutely, and the kids come from, we have South of Fooch kids that come, all over the parish that comes to us, being that we're so centrally located in Bayou Blue.
Any other comments from the board or questions? What's done? Ask you please vote. change your vote. Item passes. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Surratt. Thank you for everything you do. I know this is a great, well, anybody involved, especially the children. And, keep it up. Thank you very much. Item B, to consider a request from Bayou Bandits Volleyball to waive the fees for the use of the gym at Thibodeau Middle School. Have a motion? Mrs. Babin first, Mr. Henry Levant second. All right, Mr. Chip Didier, you have the floor.
Yeah, I'm Chip Didier. I run the Bayou Bandits Volleyball Club. I am the director. We have been in existence for 36 years in this area. We are by far the oldest club in this, and I've dealt with Mr. Martin before. He's helped me at Central Fuchs when he was there as a principal, so he knows me well and I know him well. Recently, we've had quite a few coaches from Lafourche Parish come work for us, and they are our coaches. One of them is Christine Hobgood at Thibodeau Elementary. The new facilities bring a lot of kids, I think, will come to Thibodeau Middle. She's willing to do the same thing, take over their janitorial, and she will be there open, closed for us. I've met with Miss Young. She's excited about it. So it's something that we would like to pursue. We have been in Terrebonne Parish quite a bit, but we've learned recently, the last couple of years, there's more kids from Lafourche that are wanting to play and given that opportunity. And last year we had maybe 40%. This year we're anticipating 75 to 80% kids from Lafourche Parish. We still will have some Terrebonne Parish kids because they're I don't want to say they're loyal to us, so they'll come our way. We have the best coaches in the area. There's no doubt about it. We have high school head coaches on our staff. We have middle school coaches on our staff. We have certified coaches. We don't have parents. I mean, nothing against parents, but we don't have parents coaching. We have real coaches. So like I said, we've been in existence a long time. We know what we're doing, and we want to make Thibodeau Middle something similar to Bayou Blue. And we think we can do that. And Christine is very excited about this opportunity for her. And she's a great coach. And she's learning, and she's going to become a good coach in Lafourche Parish. So I'm asking for the same thing that Louisiana Sixers get. That's all. I'm not asking for any more, any less. I'm just asking for what they're getting.
Any questions from the public? Mrs. Babin?
I did look at the report and it said that you were working with Ms. Carmel Bro on the insurance. Can we say an update that it's been vetted? Are we waiting?
I have not heard anything in that.
It's currently still pending.
Yeah, and I can tell you, every year we fight this thing. Ms. Carmel and Mr. Norris's organization wants a subrogation or something, and our insurance, for some reason, has a problem with that. USA Volleyball has a problem with that. But every year we get it. It just takes time.
So I guess what I'm asking is this pending insurance approval?
Always.
Oh, okay, I want that to be
Even,
stated.
Oh, yeah.
even if the board approves it, our processes wouldn't allow action to take place until the insurance is.
And I would not do it without
Right.
insurance.
But that's just a point that I not only want the board to know, but I also want the public to hear as we are meeting, that if we decide to approve, it is pending that insurance.
Last year we used Central Lafourche High School for a tournament. And Mr. Martin knows we had problems with the insurance. We were fighting with them, get it now, we need it now. And they finally gave in and they gave us what we need. But it just goes every year. Terrebonne Parish, and I'm not saying anything, but they take it. They run with it. Nichols runs with it. I mean, they don't even have to have it, but y'all have to have this certain stuff. So this insurance company is not used to that for some reason. I don't know why, and they fight it. But what's it, Carmel is her name? She's very good, and she fights with them, and she gets it, and we will have it. That's not a problem. If I have to go get a separate policy, I will. But she's going to get it.
I just, like I said, I just like it to be stated so everybody knows that we're taking care of our business.
I wouldn't use anything until we are fully covered. That'd be my butt behind too.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions from the board? If not, I ask you please vote. I did ask for public comment, but anybody else? Okay, all right, sounds great. All right, yeah, that's okay, I'm glad you're on. Almost the end of the show.
Hey, don't you scare Mr. Henry off.
It already came up.
Motion approved. Mr. Chip, thank you very much.
Thank you
Once
all for
again,
your time. I
thank you
appreciate
for
it.
everything you do.
All right,
For the
good
children.
seeing you.
All right. Item C, to consider a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs to install flooring at North LaRose Elementary School.
Yes, sir, and the recommended action is to accept a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $19,513.31 to provide and install VCT flooring at North LaRose Elementary School.
We have a motion by Mrs. Babbitt, second by Mr. Henry. Levon, any comments from the public? Any comments, concerns from any board members? With none, I should please vote. Item passes. Item D, to consider a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs for roof repairs at Raceland Middle School. John?
Yes, sir, to accept a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $3,218.60 for roof repairs of building 1, 2, and 4, and to add 2 days to the contract at Raceland Middle School.
The motion, Mr. Henry, first, second, Mrs. Babbitt. Any questions or concerns from the public? Any from our board members?
Just add, this is additional damage that was found during the rebuild.
So it would be considered,
It would have been caught either during or where it's caught now. It isn't additional.
any other concerns or questions? If none, please vote. Motion passes. Item E, to consider a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs for the gym floor at Lockport Middle School.
Yes, sir, to accept a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $32,776.20 and add 14 additional days to the contract to sand, paint, and refinish the existing floor at Lockport Middle School.
Motion, Mr. Henry, first, second by Mrs. Babin. Any questions or concerns from the general public? Any questions or concerns from the school? Anyone say?
This is, we did repair it. It wasn't sufficient. We got with Bob and assures us that FEMA, will back us on doing the whole entire thing. We tried to do a corner of it. It looks horrible. It's not acceptable. It won't work. So again, this isn't additional as much as part of the process.
Thank you, Mr. Bob, once again.
Yeah.
Any other concerns, questions? If none, please vote. Motion passes. Item F, to consider a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs for roofing trim at Cutoff Elementary School.
Yes, sir. The recommended action is to accept a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $36,437.28 for roofing trim on Building 3 at Cutoff Elementary School.
Motion by Mrs. Babin, second by Mr. LaFont. Is there something before we?
No, this is, Justin's job is the cafeteria. It was damaged for Ida, so this is Ida recoverable. It's just a different detail now that the roof is getting put back together that needs to be done. So this is the process to get it, repaired.
Any questions, concerns from the general public? Any from board members? None, please vote. Motion passes. Item G, to consider a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs to add 104 days at La Rose Cutoff Middle School.
Yes, sir. Bless you. The recommended action is to accept the change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs to add 104 days to the contract due to delivery delays for HVAC equipment at La Rose Cutoff Middle School.
Motion. Mrs. Babin, do you have? Mrs. Babin, or Mr. Henry? All right, you want to say something first, or just same as we're happy with Mr. Dan? Excellent. Any questions or concerns with the public? Any from board members?
It's getting better from 150 to
Down to
104.
104.
Hey.
With no other comments or concerns, I should please vote.
No.
I had to fuss a little bit because Mr. Bruce might have been out.
Item passes. Item H, to consider a change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs at St. Charles Elementary School.
Yes, sir. And the recommended action is to accept a change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $5,159.83 for repairs at St. Charles Elementary School.
Motion by Mr. Henry, second by myself. Mr. John, any additional comments before we ask for public comment?
Unless I have any questions. It's on the modular building.
Because I do see it on the public content, it does say 3 different bullet points and all, so.
Yes, sir. The ones where we combine them, we do have them broken out.
So once again, general public, you can see that on board docs. Excellent. Any public comment, concern? Any board comment or concern? If not, I ask you please vote. Motion passes. Item I, to consider a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs for flooring at Lockport Upper Elementary School.
Yes, the recommended action is to accept a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $8,140 for flooring at Lockport Elementary School.
Motion by Mrs. Babin, second by Mr. Henry. Any public comment, concern? Any board comment, concern? I'm sorry, did you need to say anything else?
No, sir.
That was general. Board comment, concern? If none, I should please vote. Motion passes. Item J, to consider a change order request to accept a credit for Hurricane Ida repairs at West Thibodeau Middle School. Motion by Mr. Henry, second by Mrs. Babb. Mr. John, you want to talk about this?
Yes, sir. To accept a change order request to accept a credit in the sum of $44,795 for Hurricane Ida repairs that were not completed for the contract at West Thibodeau Middle School. Obviously, we had damage there and we didn't do the repairs. FEMA allows us to take that money.
Public comment? Comment by any board member? By Jay? Yes, sir, Mr.
I will never vote no for credit.
We should never do that.
With no other comments, please, I should please vote. Motion passes. Item K, to consider a change order request to accept a credit for Hurricane Ida repairs at Thibodeau Elementary School.
Yes, sir. The recommended action is to accept a change order request to accept a credit in the sum of $7,225 for Hurricane Ida repairs that were not completed for the contract at Thibodeau Elementary School.
Mrs. Davin first, second Mr. Henry. Any public comment? Any board comment? If not, I ask you please to vote. Motion passes. Item L, to consider a change order request to accept a credit for Hurricane Ida repairs at Thibodeau High School.
Keep on coming. The recommended action is to accept a change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $3,893.
No, oh, go back to L. What
Did I
about
move
L?
to?
What was your item L?
L, yes, L,
Now,
30,000.
and just be able to read the-
Oh, yes, sir. At Thibodeau High School, sorry about that. The recommended action is to accept a change order request to accept a credit in the sum of $30,395 for Hurricane Ida repairs that were not completed for the contract at Thibodeau High School.
Motion by Mrs. Babin, second by Mr. Henry LaFont. Any questions from the public or concerns? Any from board members? Why don't you please vote? Motion passes. Item M, to consider a change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs at Lockport Upper Elementary School.
Yes, sir. To accept a change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $3,893.00 at Lockport Upper Elementary School.
Motion by Mrs. Babbitt, second by Mr. Henry. Any concerns or questions from the general public? Any from board members?
Are we taking these one at a time?
I do see it's all,
Yes, sir. That we're replacing blinds,
you
That
know,
were
we're adding
damaged.
days too.
right? We're adding 12 days of work due to we weren't able to get in there while they were testing. Schools are off-site, especially for a noisy construction site. And there's some exterior panels that were replaced also, all hurricane.
So this is the same site, same contractor. These are all change orders relative to the same project, at the same location, at the same time. They're broken out for you in public content, so you can see what we're doing, but rather than go to.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're including all three.
That's correct.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
correct.
All three.
That's all.
Yes, sir.
All right, please vote. Question, Jim? Motion passes. Item N, to consider a change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs at South Lafourche High School.
Yes, sir. The recommended action is to accept the change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $117,689.00 and to accept a credit in the amount of $17,683 at South Lafourche High School. Want me to kind of break them out? It's for removal and replacement of broken glass in the ag building in the back. $2,653 is to install 4 stainless steel sinks. This is in the sped area, in DeHo. $72,000 to replace the theatrical lighting control system. We will be coming back with another change order for components of the theatrical on the next committee. This is just for the control system. So if you see it again next month, is the rest of the process. Additional painting was $11,839. Additional gypsum board to tape, float, and to finish the dry rock was, $12,933. Additional prep, prime, and paint was $8,090. Additional acoustical ceiling tile was $6,216. And then we had 2 credits, one for LVT floor and one for VCT floor. $8,730 for the LVT floor and $8,593 for the credit for the VCT floor.
Motion. Any motion? By Mrs. Do I have a motion?
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Abbott first, second by Mr. Henry. Any public comment that now that we're going through all the
Yeah.
items? Any comment from the board, concerns? About none, please vote.
I would vote, I just wanna say, I like the way y'all have it done with the motion and then the breakdown for us and having them together like that. It's a lot easier to follow
Yes, it is.
as you're going through. So thank you, I appreciate that a lot.
Motion passes. Item O, to consider a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs to walkway covers at the Professional Learning Center.
Yes, sir, and the recommended action on that request is to accept the change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $20,909.39 to repair the walkway covers at the Professional Learning Center.
Motion, please. Mrs. Babin, second by Mr. Henry. Public comment, concerns, questions? Board comments, concerns, questions? With none, we did have a comment that looks like they were in need of repair, so we gave vote. Remember, I can see. We do ask you please vote. Motion passes. Item P, to consider a change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs at Tip Central.
Yes, sir. Recommended action is to accept the change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $16,069.29 at Tip Central. $5,912.20 is to replace the window sashes. $10,157.09 or to replace the kitchen cabinet.
Do I have a motion? Mr. Henry, and seconded by Mrs. Babin. Any public comment or concern? Any board comments or concern? If none, I ask you please vote. Motion passes. Item Q, to consider a request to advertise for bids for Hurricane Ida repairs to the exterior building envelope at Graceland Upper Elementary School.
Yes, sir. Recommended action is we are asking you to accept the request to advertise for bids for Hurricane Ida repairs to the exterior envelope at Graceland Upper Elementary with a not to exceed of $300,000.
Motion, please. Motion by Mr. Henry, second by Mrs. Babin. Any public comment? Any board comment?
Can you explain what an exterior
Thank you.
envelope is?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
three-story building, the big pink part, right? This will seal off that whole envelope. So we're gonna caulk all the windows, we're gonna paint all the, trim work, we're gonna seal off the outside of it, right?
We right now have water pouring into the three-story building. The windows have frankly seen better days. They need to be caulked, and before we are able to get into a more deeper rehabilitation of the whole building, we have to stop the water infiltration. This is sort of the emergency right now as we make decisions long-term.
Yeah. In the building.
I just wanted to know.
Yeah,
Thank y'all so
So
much.
painting it the same color? Are we painting?
That will be decided by the board at a later date, but we have some options to show you. I will tell you that the architect has put together a really fantastic rendition of what the left side building as you're facing it, the newer, to marry in to the older section. It would be almost a stone palette that would match, and then a much lighter, more potentially palatable hue of pink above it. And it looks good, it retains some of its color, and then we also have an option that's not pink. But I think when the board sees the option that the architect developed, I think you're gonna like it.
Okay, so yeah, just out of curiosity, now you threw me a loop, because I was gonna say, I'm assuming it's pink because historically it has been.
We don't know.
We don't know.
And
So I was gonna say, how do we have an
so
option
the
to
building is older than
change?
anybody that we can have record of. We don't know the original color of the building.
The original
According to
pictures
the
are black and
architect-
white, so we don't know.
Yeah, so the architect talked about some buildings in New Orleans and how the folks that were in those just kept going back with what they thought was the original color because they would color match the building. But over the 100 years of color matching, it wasn't even close to what the original color was. And if you look at the building closely, there's not one pink color. There's 7 pink colors. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't know which one to even pick of the 7. So long story short, the architect that was selected for this job has done a lot of historic buildings. He has experience with this, and he has selected a color palette. And again, I think that you're going to like it.
With us not knowing the original color, it gives us some flexibility to change it.
While maintaining integrity to what has been known, because when we say historic, right, I mean, everybody that I know has
We
always.
can look at the pictures, they all in black
But
and
they're all
white.
black and white. You can look at maybe what was historically popular at the
We're going
time.
to do some digging to find out.
Painted that color instead.
So it's just over 100 years old. That's the early 1900s, I think.
Steve Rome with Rome and Burgess is Burgess Rome is the architect. He called today and he really is into it. That he'll call on weeknights or late that he just told us on. He thinks maybe it was originally brick, and that when they painted it, they went with a pink color to kind of match the pink, you know. Then, like Mr. Martin said, it was kind of a game of telephone with color matching over the years, you know, and it ended up with the color that we have now.
Painted a freshly coated paint, but it just was the same colors, you know,
Right.
maybe just a different hue here and there.
I will tell you the pink he selected. It's barely pink. It's very light.
Any other questions from board members? So before we go, thank you for the history lesson. Because I'm aware of historical buildings and different colors and things like that. So if there's anybody who knows the original color,
Please call
please let us know. We appreciate, or has a picture, maybe a color picture. It would
Maybe a
help.
painting,
But if not, we actually please the vote. And the motion does pass. Okay, with, Ms. Mary, I'm sorry.
Yeah, before we adjourn, I'd like to make an announcement. I want to remind board members and staff that tomorrow night is the LaFouche Education Foundation Teacher of the Year recognition at Central LaFouche at 5:30. And so we hope that you would try to make it because it is going to be a nice event.
Well, wonderful. Any other business to be conducted with none? Let y'all head